Hello, and welcome to American Culture. I am Chantel Daniels, your instructor, and this is your mini lesson through Weblish. Now, today we're going to talk about American culture. But before we can study anything about American culture, we first must define culture. Any idea? How would you explain the word culture? Well, if you were to say that culture is the beliefs and actions of a group of people, then you are correct. So what do I mean by this? Well, culture can be any group of people. It can be American people, it can be British people, it can be people who go to a certain church. It can be people who like to skateboard. So now if you think of any of those groups of people, there are certain things that they believe, and there are certain things they do. So if you combine this together, that makes up culture. Now there are many pieces or elements of culture. For this mini lesson, I want to focus on one. This one is called gestures. In the following two mini lessons in this series, we're going to look at holidays and religion. But again, for today, we're going to talk about gestures. Can you say that word? Repeat after me. Gestures. Okay, good. Now, let's try to define this word, gestures. It's the movement of a person's hand or hands to mean anything the person wants to say, to mean something. Okay, so now let's look at an example of a gesture. Do you see this guy? He's holding his two thumbs in the air. Now, what do you think this means? What does it mean in your culture? Well, in American culture, this means good job or success. So let's imagine this man went out to find a job. And he came home, he saw his wife, and his wife looked at him and he put his thumbs in the air. So she thought, yes, my husband got the job. So again, this gesture means success or good job. Okay, now let's look at another gesture. How about this one? This guy has 3 fingers in the air and 2 forming a circle. Does this mean anything in your culture? Well, in American culture, this means okay or good job. It's quite similar to the last one. Like we said, it means success or good job. This one means okay or good job. Now let's imagine this man is a teacher and he just asked one of his students to give an answer. His student gave the answer, and instead of talking, he put his fingers in the air, meaning good job or okay, correct answer. Okay, now let's look at one more gesture. Oh, isn't she cute? Now, any idea what this gesture might mean? Really? Well, what does it mean in your culture? Well, in American culture, this means I don't know. So let's imagine this little girl's mother saw a lot of toys on the floor. She saw her daughter standing there, and she said, Susie, where did all of these toys come from? Who put them on the floor? Instead of talking, Susie put her hands in the air, meaning I don't know. Okay, now I hope you were listening carefully because we're going to have a mini quiz. Now try not to go back and look at the other slides. See what you remember. Now let's look. Mini quiz. Number 1. What do you think number 1 means? Is it A, B, or C? Okay, you try. Don't worry, I'll wait. Okay, now try number 2 and 3. Okay, so now number 1. Did you say number 1 means B, okay? If you did, then good job. Number 2. It means C, good job. And number 3, of course, I don't know. Okay, well done. Now you know a few American gestures. Now, let's move on to some language. Let's look at idioms in English that relate to gestures. Okay, now let's read this first sentence. The idiom on the left side. The teacher looked angrily at Stephen and told him to hand it over. The underlined words "to hand it over" is an idiom. It has a secret meaning behind it. Can you guess what the meaning is? Does it mean open your hand, give it to me, or turn your hand over? Again, an idiom, it has a meaning that's not literal. Okay, so what do you think? The teacher looked angrily at Stephen and told him to give it to me. B. If you got that answer, good job. Hand it over means give it to me. Alright, very good. Let's look at another one. Let's read. Jane's desk is so clean. She has everything she needs at her fingertips. Now, at her fingertips is an idiom. Can you guess what it means? Jane's desk is so clean. She has everything she needs near. Jane's desk is so clean. She has everything she needs very clean. Or Jane's desk is so clean. She has everything she needs far away. What do you think the best answer is? Well, if you said A, near, you're correct. Okay, good job. Now, I hope you learned a lot today. You should know 3 gestures. Good job, okay, and I don't know. And you should also know 2 idioms in English. Hand it over and at her fingertips. Now, I'll see you next lesson. Make sure you study, review this information. We're going to study American holidays. Until next time, this is Chantel Daniels. Have a good day.